I'm Super Lover C from the group Super Lover C and Casanova Rudd, and this is Giving Them Their Flowers, Kid and Play. Kid and Play, a hip-hop duo from Queens, New York, exploded on the scene in the late 1980s and early 1990s. The group consisted of two MCs, Christopher Reed Kid and Christopher Martin Play, and their DJ, Mark DJ Eastman. The two MCs started out in two separate rival rap crews in high school, the Turnout Brothers and the Super Lovers.
Show we were in two different rap crews. I used to be in a crew called the Turnout Brothers.
Right.
I used to be in a crew. I used to be in a crew called the Super Lovers,
right.
And with
we used to destroy them all the time. That was
He's still
routinely.
And like dancing or rapping or
rhyming.
Gotcha.
Rhyming. Yeah.
Yeah, please. But in my group was Herbie the Love Bug, and one thing led to another. As we grew up and parents started kicking their kids out of the house, saying you had to get a job, we were the only two left standing.
Right.
And we had a group called Fresh Force. It was just he and I. We used to do cover joints, like Run DMC had My Adidas, we had She's a Skeezer.
By 1987, they made another name change to Kid and Play and had already been recording songs in the studio.
According to Play, originally both MCs went by longer versions of their stage names. Kid's name when he was a part of the rival group Turnout Brothers was the Kid Cool Out, when Play's full name was Playboy when he was part of Quicksilver the Super Lovers. Kid had a tight friendship with DJ Wiz, who was a part of the group that he was in, while Play and Herbie Lovebug were MCs, being a part of the same group, and forged a good friendship. They would eventually over time join forces, naturally shortening their names to make it easier for fans to remember, to Kid and Play. Being part of Herbie Lovebug's Idol Maker management, much like their successful counterparts, Salt and Pepper.
By 1988, Kid and Play signed a record deal with Select Records, releasing their debut album, Too Hype. With a series of chart-topping up-tempo singles, the first in 1987 called Last Night.
I was on the phone, my girl was telling me she was all alone. So I asked her if she was down to go to Union Square, check out the show. She said okay, she'd never seen Red Spin. In order to go, she'd have to bring a friend. Thought if I put things up, getting paid would be a shoo-in. Wonder what Playboy's doing.
Which would be included on their debut album release a year later, followed by the singles in 1988 called Getting Funky and Do This My Way.
Correct, we select on the set beats and rhymes that are both in check. Her beats behind the board, cold, getting respect. We are Kid and Play in total effect. We're getting funky up to par, and that's with a hyped up beat. Just laying on the guitar, you'll feel the bass. It's soft and wet, yes honey, you'll get a taste. But not just yet, right money? The beat is live, troops, so don't front on it. Get it while the getting's good and just jump on it. Minute by minute, yo, hour by hour. Kid and Play got soul power, we getting funky.
Christopher Reed is known as Kid, and Christopher Martin is Play. And together they are one of the most exciting rap acts to debut in 1988. It's my pleasure to welcome them to Video Soul.
We want to thank you, sir, for having us here at Video Soul.
Don't give me that sir stuff, brother. It makes me feel old.
Okay, not indeed, man.
Not indeed, you know what I'm saying? It's good to have y'all on the show, really, man. Now, when I was reading through, I said Sears Roebuck and Company. Now, I never hear anyone say Sears. When you guys worked there, you had to say Sears, Roebuck, and Company, right?
Well, it was all in the sales pitch, you know. I did hello, this is Christopher Martin calling from Sears Roebuck in reference to that washing machine you purchased back in 1979. So I'd like to know if you might be interested in the Sears maintenance agreement here.
We have a plan that would ensure you would top-notch quality service at all. Hello?
And right about
Hello?
that, yeah, click.
Hello? Hello?
So we had to, you did.
Yeah, we had to turn to something else. We weren't too successful at that. Not at all.
Had to let it go, so we chose to turn off with a slip of paper that was normally the agreement and start writing some rhymes.
Yeah, right.
So that's what you're doing at Sears.
Yeah. Don't tell Mr. Ranelli that. It's a little late. He fired us already.
Yeah. Were both of you fired together?
No, I was fired first, and then we were put on such fire terms. We called it whips and chains at the time.
We resigned with honor.
Right up high.
And Salt and Pepper came after you guys.
Yeah, Herbie was the third guy who came in, and then Salt and
Herbie.
Pepper. Yeah, Herbie
Lovebug,
which is our producer manager, along with Phyllis Coley and Lars Davis. And Salt and Pepper came along, Cheryl James and Sandra Denton. And
so we've known each other from way back. That was back
even earlier than then. We was into rap. It's just you needed a job to make father and mother happy.
That's one thing. That's one thing we try to tell a lot of the young rappers who ask us what it's going to take to get to the top. We say you can't really neglect your responsibilities until you really get that break. Keep your day job. We've done just that. It's only recently we've decided to
kick it to a boogie boss.
Most of the production was by Herbie Lovebug Azar, who also at one time managed the group.
Kid and Play did not have a DJ at first. They were just Kid and Play. They did last night. The scratches that you hear on there were done by Quicksilver. Quicksilver and Herbie Lovebug had a really tight relationship. They went to school together. Everybody went to St. Gabriel's school here in East Elmhurst, Queens, and I would say that Herbie has the mind. Herbie is the prototype of Puffy and all of these other producers that knew how to market and package their groups. Herbie is the originator of that. Herbie is the blueprint to everybody that came after him.
How long you been together now?
Well, Play and I, we grew up together. All three of us grew up together, as a matter of fact, in East Elmhurst. East Elmhurst, Queens. We've known each other for, 8 to 10 years. And like I said, even though like Play said, even though we were in rival crews, it was like a friendly rivalry. I mean, we would, do battle on stage and, hang out afterwards. I mean, so it was never, it was a friendship. Everything emerged out of a friendship.
Yeah, back in those days, we made just enough money to go to the diner and get a cheeseburger deluxe and talk about the girls we met previously. It wasn't a money thing. It was just a popularity thing.
Yeah, it was a prestige thing.
Yeah.
So now y'all together. Whose idea was it to get together? I mean, you knew him. He was one crew. You were in another crew. This brother was chilling.
What had actually happened was Kid and I at one point had decided to give up on rap. We was going to get into like a club type of thing, disco Bentley, Silver Shadow kind of.
Yeah, I mean,
we were our blazers.
We had all kind of moved on because we had only achieved but a certain bit of success in our respective rap crews at that time. I was in college at the time, and Play was working, doing his own thing, and we kind of veered away from the. Oh my God. Play, and we both kind of veered off from the what we were doing. We were like, we had tried with little success to try to hook up with a record deal or something like that. And it hadn't happened. So we were kind of exploring other items, but our producer, Herbie Lovebug, still stuck with it. And he, stuck into the business and eventually came up with a group, Super Nature, which eventually became Salt and Pepper. Now, having, kind of cut his teeth, so to speak, in that area, he brought that expertise, to use with us. We had, in that time, going off to make some other records with another producer, some records that didn't do that well. And finally, we both got the opportunity to work together. He got some time off from Salt and Pepper. We had just gotten out of a record contract with Sutra Records. And, it was like a whole homecoming. We, got the opportunity to work again with Herbie. He was an old friend. And our first record with him was called Last Night.
Their album and singles reached Billboard's 200, coming in at number 96 with their album, Too Hype. And for singles, Billboard's top rap songs peaking at number 11 and 53 for the singles Rollin' with Kid and Play and Getting Funky.
Kid and Play back rolling strong, dope and deaf. We can get funky with the best. We're just hyping it up. You know just how it had to be. Just take a look around, boy, can't you see?
Kid and Play had a teen-friendly appeal. They were very relatable and had a strong influence with their fan base. They became instantly accepted amongst their peers and their hip-hop fans, looking for a more light and fun side of hip-hop. Kid and Play was unique to other two-man groups during the late 80s.
and people send me pictures like every day about young people rocking it. I mean, it's definitely a young person's hairstyle.
Yeah.
And I think it's I feel personally I feel flattered that that young people feel like it's a way that they want to express themselves. I mean, honestly, I didn't set out to do that. I mean, I just didn't want to look like anybody else.
Yeah.
I mean, and a lot of times it's like a different mentality with some artists of today. It's like they want to do something so that everybody will do it and will copy it. But our whole motivation back in the days was, we don't want y'all to do it.
Yeah.
Right.
Don't look like us. We're the cool kids. Like, we dress like this. We dance like this. Our hair is like this. Don't look like that. But it's weird how the dynamics work. When you kind of put that out there, it's almost like people want to do that even more. They're just like, man, that we were the cool kids.
Now we're the stars of stage, wax, and video. We're here to tear it up. So come on, here we go. Pump it up. This is high-powered stuff. Kid and Play can't get enough of that funky go rhythm. You wanted a dope jam? Well, that's what we're giving. We're headed for fame because Kid and Play's driven. Boy, we know game. And large is how we living. We stay paid. You know the boys have got it made. See, I'm the tramp. And I'm the fella with the high-top fade.
Kid's visual trademark was his high-top fade haircut, which stood 10 inches high at its peak, and Martin regularly wore 8-ball jackets. The Kid and Play dance, known as the Kid and Play kick step, first seen in their video, Do This My Way, and described in the song, Do the Kid and Play kick step.
The thing about us is that we're just trying to be ourselves. Kid and Play are really, just that, just a whole lot of fun, and we're trying to show kind of a different side. You don't have to be, the obnoxious, big heavy gold chain wearing, stomping on the stage, hat wearing, grabbing your anatomy type of rapper. You don't have to be like that at all.
Also is our single "Do This My Way," which we have a video out for. Two guys with wearing basically all black with a white psyche in the back, and just having fun.
Yeah, we just brought our own personalities and styles to the video. I mean, a lot of people would consider that type of video kind of dull, but I think we made it anything but that. Most people who've seen the video really liked it, and
video work wasn't new to us anyway, because we've been involved with a lot of other videos. Like I was the Tramp in Salt and Pepper's Tramp video. We were also in Dana Dane's This Be the Death Beat video. We was instrumental in the Push It video as far as the artistic aspect. We've always been around to see the workings and pretty much get familiar. We like to ham it up, put a camera in front of us.
We're also appearing in the latest Salt and Pepper video, Shake Your Thing, where we play detectives, and we also dance with Salt and Pepper as well, who are also part of the Herbie organization. It's like one big family. Yeah.
Kid and Play recorded 3 albums together between 1988 and 1991. Too Hype in 1988, Kid and Play's Funhouse in 1990, and Face the Nation in 1991. Kid and Play became one of the first rap duos to venture into films. In 1990, they starred in the movie House Party with comedian Martin Lawrence.
Man, LA was great.
I know it. We had a great time. That's the land of the party.
Tell them what we was doing out there.
We was out there working on a film, our first project called House Party.
Kick it, Pops! What the movie is about is I play 2 high school students who are friends of each other. If my Pops finds out I got in trouble in school today, I'm definitely going to be on punishment. Play's having a party. His parents have gone out of town.
I play Peter, but my nickname is Play in the film, Peter. Oh, man, did I go out?
There's a party tonight at Peter's house. Can I go?
You're not going nowhere. Every little step you take will be around this bedroom tonight.
And yeah, I'm supposed to be his protege. He's the man with the women.
Did you hear anything about a party tonight? At least not any good ones.
Hello, Tawafa. Do I feel like being bothered with Tawafa? Hello, LaDonna.
I had a good time doing it. It was a new experience.
What you got to say now, punk?
How much more trouble can I get into?
A lot of people ask us how I was making a movie. The best terms I could make it was like maybe close to a 2-month-long music video. Every day was doing a music video.
All in all, it was a great experience. We enjoyed it.
We're looking forward to doing it again, if the price is right.
The movie was based on the lives of 3 friends who had the love for throwing parties. Years later, it was revealed that the movie was about the lives of the hip-hop group Groove Be Chill, and was originally slated for DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince.
And when we got there was only one group there, and they were early, and that was Groove Be Chill. We're like, wow, they're the guys who show up early. So we had a chance, we started talking with them. They're funny, they're charming, they're incredible dancers, they had great rhyme flow, they had funny lyrics. I thought these guys were superstars. I just thought, I believe in these guys. I think they're fantastic. So as you know, we shoot the videos, but as I'm thinking that I'm gonna write this house party script on spec, meaning I didn't have a studio attached at the time, but I just wanted to write it and be prepared if such an opportunity would occur. I started thinking about it with them in mind as the stars. So I wrote it as a movie that Groove Be Chill could star in, and if I just had to raise the money myself and I would just work 5 days a week and shoot the movie on the weekend, whatever it would take, I get the movie done that way. So that was the plan. But then once my short films got seen by New Line, and New Line wanted to finance the film, so I didn't have to self-finance, I said, well, look, I developed it as a vehicle for Groove Be Chill, and at the time, Groove Be Chill didn't really have a breakout record. Andre loved them, but didn't really understand what to do with them as a group. At the time, Will Smith and Parents Don't Understand hadn't come out yet. So that place for comedic, fun, kind of pop, hip hop, that hadn't really been carved out yet. You had Run DMC and LL over here, you had Public Enemy over here. There was no place for that kind of comedy yet. So, you know, even though they had all this great talent, the label didn't know what to do with them. So they said, well, we need a bigger act to star in the movie. So I'm looking at Video Music Box, and I see all these Kid and Play videos. I'm like, wow, these guys, they're dance. They also have kind of a funny persona. And I knew this girl who worked with the management company. I said, what are they like? And they said, oh, they're disciplined. They show up on time. They're talented. So I met with them and pitched them to the studio. And I said, they got gold and platinum records. I didn't know that was true, but I said it. And they said, okay, we'll cast them.
Kid and Play would go on to star in 5 feature films, all of them based around hip-hop characters and themes. The duo also appeared on the soundtrack and albums to these films. 4 of the Kid and Play films were entries in the House Party series. The first 2 House Party films, in 1990, House Party, and 1991, House Party 2, also featured the then relatively unknown Martin Lawrence and Tisha Campbell, who would later be stars on the TV sitcom Martin. House Party was originally meant for DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. Years later, in an interview with HalftimeOnline.net, DJ Jazzy Jeff revealed, and he said, when we did Nightmare on My Street, New Line Cinema sued the daylights out of us. But they liked the record and they thought Will and I were talented from Parents Don't Understand. So part of the settlement was that we had to pay them some money, but they offered us 2 scripts to do 2 movies. The first script was House Party, because if you think about the premise of House Party, one dude was a DJ, the other was a rapper. So House Party was set up for Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. We weren't thinking about doing movies back then. Then Kid and Play blew up off of that. Kid and Play elevated the status quo for rap artists that created music in the golden era. The duo exceeded expectations across the board by having fashion, movies, and music success with songs like Getting Funky, Last Night, and Do This My Way. Proved that the sound and image that they had was redefining hip-hop's musical border and pushing the value for artists to establish the hip-hop culture.
In Kid and Play, this is why we're giving you your flowers. This is Super Lover C, and on behalf of my partner Kraze, the king of content, until next episode, we out.
I was on the phone, my girl was telling me she was all alone. So I asked her if she was down to go to Union Square, check out the show. She said okay, she'd never seen Red Spin. In order to go, she'd have to bring a friend. Thought if I put things up, getting paid would be a shoo-in. Wonder what Playboy's doing. Called up Play and asked if he'd do me a favor, help me get skeezed, he said. Alright kid, I'ma do this for you, but make sure I get a piece too. He gave me the sign, I gave him the cue. picked me up in his BMW.
Last night changed it all. Last night, I really had a ball.
Kid and Play story.
Kid and Play stories, man.
Y'all from Queens, right?
Well, we're from Queens. You know, we had the opportunity to actually tour on the Salt and Pepper tour. Actually,
really?
Yes. Kid and Play was definitely on that tour. It was Kid and Play, Sweet Tea, known as Sugar.
Oh, the whole Queens crew.
Yeah,
huh?
the whole Queens crew was there, man. It was amazing. And great guys, Kid and Play, man. Phenomenal to watch. We didn't spend a lot of time together, but I hung out with DJ Wiz. That was a homie. You know what I'm saying? We spent a lot of time. Wiz was real cool. Kid and Play, they're always busy, man, but amazing to watch those guys perform. I actually seen them before I even had my opportunity to have my debut in the music industry. On a different, as a spectator, I actually see them coming to USA Roller Skating Ring, man, and it was amazing, man. Kid and Play, much respect.
Well, how did you get on that tour?
I forget the names. It was ICM, I believe, was the manager, was the touring manager, and DNA did his magic or whatever the case may be, and XYZ, we were on that tour. But I remember like the whole energy about being on that tour. We were like, we don't know if we're gonna get on, we're gonna try to get on XYZ, and then we finally did. We finally got on that tour, and it was one of the best experiences, I have to say. It was like probably one of the only tours that we actually did.
Really? How long was it?
I believe it was, if I can remember, I think it was maybe 7 to 10 stops.
Okay, so how many, like a couple of months?
Wasn't that long.
Okay.
Maybe about a month.
Maybe about a month.
Maybe about a month or so. But
so how did y'all get place to place? You was on a tour bus with them?
Definitely was on a tour bus. We had our own tour bus.
Really?
Yeah, we had our own tour bus. Started out in Ohio, and then we moved all the way down to Florida. So I believe, like I said, about 7 to 10 stops. But it was amazing. It was amazing. I remember that back.
I'm pretty sure you took a lot of pictures, no?
Yes. Have a lot of pictures. And the funny thing is, when I go back through some of the pictures, because I think I still have some available. My brother came in and took a lot of my pictures out of my home, but a lot of pictures from those tour dates. And it was amazing, though. Amazing times.